energy. Give me that energy. How does everybody feel?
Feeling great, super, super great. Let's go.
Exactly. Thankful Thursday. It's Thankful Teaching Thursday, and I'm super excited. I'm super excited because you know who's going to be at the dry erase board this morning. You know, bringing in and dropping those nuggets, bringing that knowledge, teaching this morning. But you know, look, we're looking at the numbers right here, right? We know there's still people joining this team. There's still people joining this organization. So there should be more people. There should be more people. I understand. Okay, I understand. You know, everybody was building business last night. Everybody was doing the business. Everybody, you know, was on voice notes. Things like, I get it. A little tired, right? So hey, you know, go ahead and call your success team. Go ahead and call them. You know, let them know that this call is getting underway. Let them know that this is Thankful Teaching Thursday, and let's get them on the call. Do what you got to do. You know what you got to do. However it is you need to get them, wake them up. You know, tell them to rise and grind, get them up. You know, sit and carry picture, smoke signals, whatever you need to do to get them on this call. Let's raise these numbers up before I bring on this. Oh my God, bring on this lady. You know who she is. No, but we need a little more numbers. We need a little more energy. So everybody unmute your phone, give me some energy. Pump this call up, pump this call up.
Let's go. Come on. Let's go.
Give it to me. Unmute your device. Give it to me this morning. Let's grow. Let's grow. Let's grow. There we go. There we go. How you do anything is how you do everything. And everything is energy. Everything is energy. Energy doesn't dissipate. It just changes forms. Okay? That's all it does. Everything is energy. Let's get it on. Let's go. Here we go. Now they're trying to pop in. They're trying to pop in like popcorn. Let's go. It is Thankful Teaching Thursday. Let's go. All right. Okay, come on. Let's get them on. Call them, wake them up, shake them up. Let's go. Man, it's so cold in Nashville. I missed today. I heard you say Wednesday, Wednesday. I know you just trying to give it to you, big brother. You know you want to. I get it. I appreciate it. It's kind of chilly here too. But look, the only thing that can warm you up is do what? Let's get some energy. That's what's gonna warm us up. That's gonna warm it. That's gonna warm this call up, warm it up for our speaker today, our teacher today. Come on now. Let's go. Let's grow. Warm it up, Papa. How does everybody feel?
Great. Super great. Let's go.
I see some new portraits, but I don't see new faces. I see some new portraits. I see some new snapshots, glamour shots as well. Let's go. All right, I'll tell you what, this is what we do. Somebody unmute your phone, unmute your device. Let me know how you earned your pillow. I hadn't asked that question in a long time. Earned your pillow. So, but if you're new on the call, if you're new in the organization, when I ask, how did you earn your pillow? I'm saying, what did you do? So here's the thing. You know, you're in business. You know, I talked yesterday, you're in business now. So what? You're in business. So what are you going to do now since you're in business? Okay. So if you're in business, you got to do this business around everything you do. You got to do this business around everything that you do. And so I know after you do your 9 to 5, and you get the kids together and all that kind of stuff, you cook dinner, whatever, maybe watch a little Netflix, a little blue, right? Then you say, okay, I'm kind of tired. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some tea. I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep. Not if you're in business. No, ma'am, no, sir. Not if you're in business, right? See, because when you got the 9 to 5, you also have a what? You also have a 5 to 9 or 6 to 10 or whatever it is that you got to do because you're in business. That's how you earn your pillow when you're doing the business before you go to bed. Okay, before you go to bed, you have to earn that pillow. Think about it. Say, wait a minute, what did I do for my business today? What did I do for my business? Did I follow up? Right? Did I connect with some people? Did I connect with some people on social media? Did I do some voice notes? And so I know some of you are new, you may not know what voice notes are, but let me tell you, Mr. Brown does an excellent teaching on voice notes. Okay? On excellent teaching on voice notes. And then we'll connect you with the Drive, the Google Drive, the YouTube channel, so you won't miss a beat. We can catch you up, right? But you just don't go to sleep. You got to earn that pillow. You got to earn that pillow. I know some of you were hugging that pillow this morning, had a little slob. You know how we get that good sleep. But when you're in business, you can't get that good sleep if you didn't earn it, right? So, two people before I bring her up, to a new climate too. Unmute your phone, unmute your device. Let me know how you earned your pillow. Let me know how you earned your pillow. Come on. Either volunteer, get voluntold. I love it.
So last night we did have an awesome Team Puppy Love training where we went over, sending out samples and going through with follow-ups. But something I've been working on for a little bit because my mother-in-law's dog has been having some issues, but she was, nervous about trying Novetica products. I was like, okay, I'll give you the information. Just let you sit and think about it. So she called me this morning. She goes, so about those multivitamins. So definitely good start. We're going to get her some samples, see if her dog likes them. Her vet was finally like, yeah, maybe you should try multivitamins for your dog that's like deteriorating. So fingers crossed we can turn things around for her puppy, but felt kind of good this morning to get my terminal 9 to 5 mother-in-law to finally be like, okay, I want to try it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, sir. It is a what? That terminal 9 to 5 is a mindset. That terminal 9 to 5 is a mindset. She has you said the puppy, this terminal puppy, it's age, it's her baby. We get it. Look, but a lot of mommies, right? A lot of mommies of two-legged children will go to CVS, go to your local local pharmacy, pick up something off the shelf, right? And put it in, and give it to that child to give them some relief. Don't even ask a question. Don't even have a concern. Why? Because that's what they've been conditioned to do. What we're doing is we're just providing information. We're just sharing information. We want to share the information so much that people are conditioned to look and ask for the medical products, right? If that makes sense, put a 1 in the chat. If that makes sense, put a 1 in the chat. I got one more person. Need one more person to unmute. One more person to unmute and let us know how you earned your pillow. One more person.
So this is Miss Griffiths. I have been working on building my team. So I put out a team challenge. I have some new people. So I put out a team challenge to fill my calendar with either one-on-ones or presentations. And so whoever fills my calendar the most is going to win a prize. So that's kind of one thing that I'm doing. And then I did have a show last night on a person who actually came off of one of my Facebook posts. So it was completely cold and she bought around $200 worth of stuff. So that's how I earned my pillow.
Super great, man. I love that challenge. I love it. For my team that you own here, hey, one of those challenges might be on the way. But I had a meeting with my team last night as well, and we just talked about it. And I asked them to give me their why. I need to know what your why is, because your why is going to be your accountability. Give me your why and then your 6 months goal, right? What do you want to be in 6 months? What rank do you want to be in 6 months? What residual do you want to be in 6 months? I need to know what that why is. What that why is. We're going to book clubs and stuff too. We're gonna book club both the training manual and Peckwood Market, right? We're gonna book club that, and I challenge everybody to put together a training for the team, put together their own training for the team. So here's the thing: if there's something with the business that you're struggling with, if there's a question with the business you've been trying to knock around, that's where you need to do the training. Why? Because see, we accomplish by doing. We accomplish by doing. So if there's some situation, you do research. There's some, something, now if it's a medical specific, right? Okay, then I'll help you out. But if it's about network marketing, growing your business, whatever it is, there's enough out there that you can do research, right? There's enough out there when you do research. And when you do and create your own presentation, create your own training, now, right, you're accomplishing by doing. And so I put that challenge out there for everybody to come up with their own training to do on our call, okay? Super great. I thank you, Miss Mulder. I thank you, Miss Griffith, for sharing. For sharing. Oh, I see. Look, I see somebody popped up on the screen in front of that dry erase board. That means she is ready to go. She is ready to go. So everybody, get ready to unmute your phone. I call her the Dora Milaje. She is a warrior woman, right? But she's elegant when she does it, right? It's something. You get it's like killing me softly, right? It's like killing me softly because she's so elegant when she does it. But she is a warrior woman. Everybody help me welcome to the call. She know who she is. She's an entrepreneur. She decided, she got intentional about starting a business, and she's blowing it out the water. So here we go. On the count of three, we're gonna welcome this lady. None other than Natasha Harris. Playing our your phones and welcome her to the call. Welcome.
Welcome. Let's go.
Good morning. Let's go. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Did I hear someone say all the way from Brooklyn? I love it. Mr. Henderson, the other Henderson, thank you so much. I think it was your voice that I heard all the way from Brooklyn. But look, thank you so much. No matter where I go, Brooklyn is always my home, no matter where I go. Okay, and so with that said, let's unmute ourselves and give it back to Pastor Henderson, because he's always on point. His energy, no matter what is going on with him, his energy is authentic, it's genuine, and you can always hear him as he's speaking. You can hear him. Look, you can hear him smiling through the phone. And so let's unmute ourselves on the count of three. 1, 2, 3, and give it back to Pastor.
Thank you.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Mr. Henderson, for that warm welcome. You're always so very kind, and I'm humbled. I blush when you speak, sir. I blush when you speak. So thank you again. So for those who don't know me, I am Natasha State Oman, one of the leaders in this phenomenal organization. I'm super excited to be before you this morning. Why? Because I have some good stuff for you. I do my research. I take from my own experiences, and I make sure that what I'm giving you is something that you can eat. For those who are new to this call, new to this team, welcome. We are super excited to have you on this call, have you as part of this Merge Alliance team. And so with that said, I'm going to jump into the material. But if you are with me, if you are truly with me, what number do I ask that you put in the chat? I want you to go in. I'm not going to even say 1,000. So go in the chat and put a 1,000 if you are ready to receive some great information, because I have some stuff that we're going to talk about. Super excited about what we're going to talk about this morning. And yes, I have my dry eraser board, right? My easel, all right? Because I'm a visual learner and I want to make sure that you gain everything that you need in order to do this business and to do life. Did I say that? To do life more abundantly, right? To do it more abundantly. Okay, so with that said, all right, so I'm going to go into a quick story, right? And then I'm going to talk about what we're talking about, right? And I'm going to give you four quick tips. And I'm going to tell you what the topic is, but I'm going to start with a quick story. All right, so I know that we are in the selling business, but you never want to come across as a salesperson. You never want to come across as a used car salesman. Because oftentimes the used car salesmen, it's like, they're talking really fast, and then they're it appears that they have an agenda. It appears that they have an agenda, and that is to sell you a lemon. I hate to say that. No, for those who may have been a used car salesman, no offense, but you don't want to come across as having an agenda, and we'll talk about that. So I'm gonna give you a story. All right, so in my 20s, for those who know me, they know I have a very interesting background, okay? Very interesting background. And for a very long time, I was in the fashion industry. For a very long time, I was in the fashion industry. I was a makeup artist, a stylist. I worked for MTV. I was a model recruit, right? Because I would be on the streets of New York looking for people who I thought could be a model and give them my card, right? I was a recruit, right? That's what they called me, right? A recruit. But then I also worked in sales. I worked in sales, right? And I worked at this store called FAO Schwartz. I don't know if you know it. FAO Schwartz is a huge toy store. It was a very, very popular toy store, okay? Popular toy store to the point where, okay, so in that movie Big with Tom Hanks, and I'm dating myself, for those who are millennials, you may not even remember this movie, but Tom Hanks had this huge piano, right? You remember that, right? He had this huge piano and he would be he would be jumping on the piano because it was on the floor, right? And so FAO Schwartz was known for this piano. So everyone that would come, and it was right on Fifth Avenue and Madison and Fifth Avenue, depending on, because it was so big, it also crossed Lexington Avenue, if you know New York, okay? So it was in Manhattan, and I just heard myself, my New York accent. It was in Manhattan, not Manhattan, Manhattan. All right. So it was in Manhattan, in the city, and people from all over the world would come into this store, and celebrities were always in that store. So I was in my 20s, and I was selling a video. I was selling children's videos. It was an animated video, and you would actually be able to superimpose your child's face into this video, and you would see your child's face as a cartoon character singing ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, learning words, things of that nature. And I was the only distributor in that entire store because I worked for a company, right? I worked for a company, and we were stationed at FAO Schwartz, right? So I had this little space, and they had me kind of like in the corner because it was really like, she's just a distributor for a company. She's not like stationed as an FAO Schwartz employee, because I didn't have the shirt. I had my shirt, video, right? I had my shirt. And how I would get customers is that, if you didn't know, I'm loud. I have to tone it down sometimes because I just don't put a lot of family, all right? So anyways, that's all good. So I knew that I needed to get sales, right? Because I was on commission. So I was doing this while doing the fashion thing and then going to school, I was always so busy. And I knew that I had to get customers. Now, how did I get my customers? I did not wait for people to walk up to me because they didn't even know what it was, right? They'd see a video screen and then walk by and they'll look and be like, okay. So I would have a spiel. And I still remember this spiel till this day, 20 years later. And the spiel was, get your kiddio video, get your kid. And I made this up, mind you. I made this up because they were like, you know, and they called me parents, and they were like, parents, do what you got to do. And I was like, get your kiddio video, get your kiddio video. You can actually put your child's face onto the video. Get your child's face superimposed on this video and get them to learn their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. Get your kiddio video, right? So I was loud, right? So I would say it, and the people that actually worked at FDL Schwartz were like, look at that, be like, this girl need to shut up. She's taking my sale. But they really didn't work on commission. They would just help people around, right? So anyways, so I did what I needed to do to get people to come and talk to me. So one day, I'm gonna get to this, what time is it? It's already 1:20. Okay, we have enough time, all right? 20 minutes. And I needed to get people to gain my attention, right? Or like get their attention. And I was doing my whole spiel, and this gentleman walks up to me. And he's looking at the video, and he's like, oh, this is interesting. So I'm talking to him, and I'm like, hey, how are you? And he's like, I'm fine. And I started talking about what it is that I do, you know, and what this was about. And I said, well, you know, do you have children? And he was like, yes, I do. And I was like, okay, great. And I was like, oh, I love those shoes you have on. I said, you know, and I just was authentically talking to him, you know, not so much about the video, because I got his attention. But once he was in my face, it was a genuine conversation. And he said to me, he was very attentive, and he was looking dead at me, not looking anywhere else. He was looking at me. He said, you know, you're a commission. He's like, oh, he's like, yeah. He said, I like you. I said, I like you too. You know, and I was just very authentic. And the conversation lasted about maybe about 10 minutes. He didn't buy anything. And I said, well, no problem. I said, here's my card. I look forward to talking to you soon. Come back and see me. He was like, no problem. I'll come back and see you. So he leaves. And all these other people who work there come up to me. They're like, how did you do it? I'm like, do what? They're like, how did you talk to him? We talked to the guy that was just here. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, I just started talking to him, you know? And they were like, do you know who you were talking to? I was like, no. I said, he's a handsome, you know, man. I don't know who that was. I mean, they were like, are you serious right now? You don't know who you were talking to. I was like, who? I'm like, what's the big deal? Like people like I was a celebrity. They were like, what did he say? And they were like, and I was young in my 20s. And I was like, okay, who was it? They were like, are you serious? Are you really serious? You don't know who this is, right? And I was like, no. They were like, that was Mr. Man with the master plan. Type in the chat if you know who is the star of Mission Impossible, all of the series of Mission Impossible.
You know Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise.
You know who Tom Cruise was, man? Oh my goodness.
Look, she's like, oh my goodness. I was talking to Tom Cruise for a good 10 minutes. And he had just finished his movie Top Gun. This is back in the day. So he was popular, but to me, I didn't know, like, I don't know. So Tom Cruise, so I was talking to him for a while, and people were like, how did you, and he was married to Nicole Kidman, if you remember that, and they had kids and things of that nature. And people were like, wow, how did you do that? Well, that leads me to what I'm gonna talk about today. Look, I have paper, so I'm gonna be prepared. How to approach strangers, connect, and start a conversation. Okay? How to approach, can you guys see this? If you can see this, put 1,000 in the chat. 1,000 in the chat. If you can see what's on this board, I want to make sure it's not mirror view. Okay? Great. Thank you, Ms. Griffiths. All right. How to approach strangers, connect, and start a conversation. Why are we having this conversation right now? The reason why is because people are getting vaccinated. Stores are opening up. Restaurants are opening up, right? People they're engaged still with the mask, but they're not as fearful as they were this time last year. And so when we are promoting our business, when we're gaining customers, yes, you still want to use social media, But if you're like me, I love to connect with people face to face, face to face. So yes. So now, how do I approach strangers and connect? That is the topic of conversation. The topic of conversation. The first thing is you want to do this. Let go of your agenda. Okay, so this is the first thing, and this is going to provide you more information for the 4 points that I'm going to talk about. Let go of your agenda. If you have an agenda in mind, get it out of the way, because people will see that you're not. It's like you have a ulterior motive, and when you do that, people feel it. When I was talking to Tom Cruise, yes, I shared, I was doing my spiel, and he walked up to me. When he walked up to me, I mean, I just was talking to him. And he even said, and he was so attentive, he even said, I like you. Because I did not ask him, can I get your autograph? Oh my goodness, Tom Cruise. He appreciated and liked the fact that I did not know who he was. And that's what made him stay and talk to me without having to feel like, oh my gosh, she's getting on my nerves. Let me go. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is you want to let go of your agenda. That is really the basis of everything when you're starting a conversation and you're trying to connect with complete strangers. So under letting go of an agenda, the first thing that you want to do, and I have my notes, all right? So the first thing that you want to do is you want to go for the obvious. Okay? When you meet someone, you go for the obvious. What does that mean? That means that you start talking about the weather. Well, oh my goodness, it's such a beautiful day today, isn't it? Or, oh, that's a beautiful dog. What kind of breed is that? That's a husky? Oh my goodness, look at the coat. You're doing a great job with that. Look at the coat on that husky. Beautiful, it's so golden, looks really awesome. Or, my goodness, that's a really nice watch, right? So you want to throw in a compliment in the midst of that, but you want to go for the obvious. Do not recreate the obvious. If it's raining outside, do not say, oh my goodness, it's a beautiful day today. The person will look at you like, okay, now this person, something's not going all the way up to the top. Okay, so you want to go for the obvious, and I can't stress that enough. Go for the obvious, right? The second thing that you want to do is you want to be, and I've talked about it, you want to be authentic. You want to be authentic. And that in itself is so important. And I tell people all the time, you want to be authentic. The reason why you want to be authentic is because people don't bring your representative. Don't call for your representative to get to that to join your conversation. When I say your representative, I'm talking about the fake person. Do not bring your representative to the conversation. Bring your authentic and genuine self. The world wants to see you. They want to see you. They don't want to see everything outside of you. And people feel like that, okay, well, this person appears to be on a higher echelon or a socioeconomic status, or a Dr. London. You meet a Dr. London on the street and he's driving a Lamborghini, and you're like, okay, let me change up. Let me be real professional. No. Because a person like that will see right through you. But if you're your authentic self, they will say, oh my goodness, yeah. And they'll start talking to you. Remember, the world wants to see you. So don't bring your representative. Third is be interested. Poor handwriting, sorry. Be interested. You ever heard that terminology or that phrase that says, Those who are interesting are always interested, or flip it. Those who are interested often appear interesting. What does that mean? You want to ask questions as though you're a reporter and you're genuinely interested in what it is that they do or what it is that's in that room. If you're meeting with someone, right, you're networking, and you're networking with a veterinarian, and you meet with them in their office, and you say, wow, you know, being a veterinarian must be very rewarding. Can you tell me about that? Because I can tell that it's rewarding. Ask them questions about what they do. Be like a reporter without being a Wendy Williams. For those who don't know, Wendy Williams, she'll go after the attack, and she'll be like, like it's kind of like a gossipy kind of question. No, you don't want to be a gossipy question. You want it to be more interesting, like you really want to know, wow, you're driving a nice vehicle. Do you drive this car very often? Do you have several cars? Right? So you might want to ask a question like that, or as it relates to someone in the pet aisle. I was in the pet aisle on Wednesday, no, it was Monday, right? I had to go in, no, excuse me, let me tell you my story. So I had to go into Walmart and I had to pick up laundry detergent. I'm very transparent. I had to pick up laundry detergent because I ran out of laundry detergent and I was like, I gotta go in, I gotta go out. And so when I went to Walmart on Monday, the pet aisle is like 2 aisles over. So being who I am, I said, let me go by and see who's in the pet aisle, right? And there was this woman that was standing there looking at some products. And so my other self wanted to rush through because I was like, I just got to go in, and my kids are in the car. I have to quickly go in and out, right? And I saw her and I was like, I don't have time. And I walked by. I walked maybe 6 or 7 aisles. And then my spirit kept saying, you gotta go talk to her. You can make some time. You can do this quickly. And I was like, okay. And I kept on walking, listening to that voice, right? No, you better turn around, right? And guess what? I decided to turn back around. And I turned back around. And so here I am. And I calmed myself down because I was like, I'm in a rush, but I calmed myself down. So I go in the pet aisle and I see she's still there. I'm like, great. So I'm seeing she's looking at some things, and then she picks out some doggy treats, right? And I say to her, I said, oh, you're getting those, right? I said, what makes you want to get those doggy treats? Because, I usually get these. And she said, really? I said, yeah. I said, okay, I'm assuming you have a dog. What kind of dog do you have? I'm interested in knowing. And she said, oh, I have a Chihuahua. And I said, oh my goodness, I love those dogs. And I said, how old is your Chihuahua? And I authentically was talking to her, right? And I was appearing interested in what it was that she had and what she was doing. To the point where I said, you know what? And I flipped it and I said, well, you know what? I would love to talk to you further. I said, I'm a pet consultant. You are? What is that? Quickly gave her a quick description of what a pet consultant is. And I said, I consult with you on products and allow your dog to live a happier and healthier life. And I said, we have some great treats, but they come in the form of dental chews. She was like, really? She said, my dog has bad breath. I said, oh my goodness. I said, well, these are phenomenal. And it has spirulina in it. And she's like, what is that? I said, it's a superfood. I said, you know what? I would love to. She was like, let's connect. And I said, absolutely. I said, let's do a pet assessment and we can find out what else your dog needs. And she was like, okay, she wrote down my number. This was Monday. She wrote down my number. I took down her number, put it in my phone. I even texted her right there. I said, did you get my text? She said, yes, I got your text. And then as she was rolling her cart away, she said, oh yeah, if they're offering it, if they're hiring, I would love a job. I was like, and yes, we are hiring. And yes, we are, and we are hiring. She's like, please call me. Well, we have a call today at 10 o'clock today, going over the opportunity Prior to that, I put her in the Merge Alliance, right? Our Merge Alliance group. Okay, put her in the Merge Alliance group. She saw the video. She's super interested. We'll see what happens. See what happens at 10 a.m. this morning. And I text her right before this call to remind her. She's like, I'm super excited. Authentic, being interested. Okay, fourth is this, right? Be playful. Be playful. Do not be too serious. But don't also make jokes and it's not appropriate, right? You know, be playful. And when I say playful, you know, you might just say, like I was talking to someone else. I did a call this morning at 8 a.m. And, you know, and they were looking at the opportunity. They're super excited as well, right? So one of the things that I say, I'll say, you know, oh my goodness, I'm putting everything together. I even burnt my sausages this morning. Oh my goodness. She was like, really? Yeah. You know, it wasn't a joke, but it was like, I'm being authentic, right? You know, and I was smiling. One of the things that you want to do when you're meeting people face to face, even with the mask on, you can smile, because guess what? You can smile with your eyes. How do you smile with your eyes, Miss Saint Amand? Okay? All right, that's also picture poses, right? How do you smile with your eyes? Smiling really creates a less defense. People put their guards down when you're smiling. People put their guards down when you are smiling, right? And people want to see that you are genuinely interested in what they're saying. You're smiling, you're nodding your head. Absolutely. And you're being playful. It's not too serious, right? You're not going to crack every joke. You want to, of course, we're being professional, but you're definitely going to let them know that you're a real person, a real person. Who can unmute themselves? Show me with their camera. How do you smile with your eyes? How do you? I want some exchange this morning. I want to see a face. Who can give me a smile with their eyes? Oh, I see you, Miss Williams. I see you. That was good. I see you, Miss Baker. Dr. Crew. Oh, you better give me life, Miss Scott. Picture, take a picture, take a picture, take a picture, take a picture. Oh my goodness, I love, who else do I see? I see Dr. Crew. Give me the side look, give me the side smile. Oh, yes. Oh my goodness. Love, love, love. I love that. I love that. So you know what? Smiling, right? Smiling with your eyes make a world of a difference, right? Because you're wearing a mask, so people can't really see you. So you're gonna have to perfect smiling with your eyes. And if you, even as you're smiling, right, under your mask, your eyes will smile as well, right? So that is important. So if you're with me, put 1,000 in the chat. If you're with me, put 1,000 in this chat. If it makes sense. Right? Because the goal is to give you all of the keys, the skills needed to do this business. It may sound very simple, but you know what? Sometimes things that are simple, right, or obvious may not be obvious to you, right? Because guess what? We get all in our heads. We begin to be fearful, and we forget to be ourselves. We don't go for the obvious, right? We don't go for, thank you so much, Mr. Henderson, Selena, I see you. Ms. Scott, I see you. Yes, on the etiquette course. Oh my goodness. Well, I am the etiquette therapist, right? Right, absolutely. And one of the things that I say is, right, so you want to go for the obvious. Go for the obvious. You want to be authentic. Right? You want to be interested, nodding, asking questions. You also want to be playful. When we are going out and doing this business, oftentimes people feel like they are not capable of doing the business because they are like, I'm not a salesperson. You know, I'm conscious of the fact that my hair is not done, or, you know, I mean, I don't look presentable. How can I talk to someone? I tell people all the time, when you go out in the public, be very mindful of how you look. Because especially in this business, you're supposed to do this business around everything that you do. Everything that you do. And so what I mean by that is you never know who you might meet when you go out and run to the grocery store. And so you don't want to be in your slippers or a bonnet or, and pajama pants. You never want to do any of that. You want to, even if you're going in and you're going and you're like, okay, I just need to put to go. I don't want to put on a ballroom dress, right? But I want to put on, maybe some tights and Miss Dickerson said, I'm guilty. Miss Dickerson, we had that talk, all right? But thank you for being honest, right? So you want to be able to be look your best self, not put on a ballroom dress, but look presentable, right? For women, throw in a little lip gloss, right? No chapped lips. Men, make sure that your face is not ashy, right? If you need a haircut, wear a hat. This is around everything that you do. This business is not just for you to sell a business, right? But it's to you to sell yourself. Say that for the people in the back. I'm very animated. Say it for the people in the back. You are not selling your business, you're selling yourself. You're selling yourself, right? People do business with people they like. What makes you different in comparison to another distributor? Yes, you have something that's unique. Yes, you may be the only one selling it. But does the person want to be associated with you if you say join my business and you are not presentable in the body physically? And you're not presentable guys, so here I got water. Right? You're not presentable in your energy. They don't want to be around that. You are selling yourself. So make it your business to be presentable. Make it your business to connect with strangers. Because if you know this business, the business is that yes, you start up when you're a warm market and you can really get some people to join, family members and friends, but really the life of your business is the whole market. You can be whoever you want to be, but you want to stay consistent. So with all of that said, I want two people to unmute themselves, and then we're going to close out this call with Pastor Henderson. Unmute yourself and say, and I often do this for those who are new to this call, I want to make sure that what I put on your dinner plate really made a whole lot of sense and you can actually digest it. So what did you get out of today's call? Anyone?
To be authentic.
Who's speaking?
Hi, this is Charlotte.
Hello, Charlotte. Fantastic. Charlotte, tell me what you mean by being authentic.
By being, your true self, not trying to be somebody that you're not, because you can perform better. I don't want to say perform, it's not an act, but if you're being real, it's not, you don't have to work at it. You're being who you are.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's good. And the reason why I asked you to elaborate is because I want everyone else to hear exactly what you were thinking. So great job, great job.
Thank you, great presentation.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Great presentation.
Oh, you are so welcome. You are so very welcome. Thank you. Someone else? One more person. What did you get out of today's activity today and presentation?
Just piggybacking on what Miss Charlotte said, I'll always be your authentic self, and you don't know what type of person you might attract, even if you're not, out, purposely trying to recruit or prospect on a person. If you come to them authentic, make a compliment on where, that's a nice watch, or that's a nice shoes you have on it, or even a nice haircut. Or if it's another woman, if you're a woman, you can say, "Ooh, that's some lovely lipstick you got."
you have on. Do you mind if I ask you where you got it from? You know, just start up a genuine conversation with a person, and you don't know what road that might lead to. It might be that pot of gold at the end of that proverbial rainbow, if that makes sense.
That totally makes sense, Mr. Henderson Terrence. It really does. And you know what? And to add to that, do not compliment someone if their shoes are dirty and you're like, nice pair of shoes. They know their shoes are dirty. Thank you, Ms. Brown. They know their shoes are dirty. And so you're sitting up there saying, oh, look at these nice shoes. And they're like, you just trying to get something from me, right? So we want to be honest about our authentic compliments, right? Definitely. Thank you so much. I'll take one more person. Oh, I can't hear you. You're coming in very distorted a bit. Miss Margaret, we cannot understand. You might want to disconnect from your audio and reconnect. So someone else? Ms. Greer, did you disconnect and connect again? Okay, I think she's having some technical difficulty. She always has something wonderful to say. And so if there's no one else who wanted to jump in, because it sounded like there were two people trying to get in and try to talk, you know, at the same time. And so I hope this presentation was, oh, here we go.
Yes, Ms. Santamon, this is Dr. Crew. Great presentation as always. You know, your presentation made me think about, you know, yes, don't ever assume anything about anyone based on how they look. You know, because some of the most, I'll say, wealthy people or the most well-off people might be wearing, you know, overalls, dressed down, and you know, you may say, oh, I don't want to say anything to them, but you can turn around and say something nice to them. They can be like, yeah, I have 15 dogs. What are you talking about? You know, and they just are dressed down and you know, dirty because they just been in the, you know, working in the field or something like that. So you didn't specifically say that, but that's really what I took from it too. You know, when you were talking to Tom Cruise, you didn't know who he was, you didn't care, and he liked that. So, yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Ms. Santamon?
Yes, sir.
This is Mr. Terrence Henderson again. I got a little quick story. I like what Dr. Cruz said about not prejudging the person. For people who don't know, my background is automotive. Probably did automotive around 25 years. So I had a customer come in one day, you know, dirty overalls, whatever the case may be, and he had an old truck, like a 55 something. He wanted to get fixed, right? So, you know, we bought the truck in and we looked it over, and you know, we told him what the price number. It was like 10,000 something. You know, isn't it? You know, about 10, 15,000 to fix the truck. And we was like, you know, he's never gonna, you know, do that. You know, just making that assumption on how he looked. So once we told him that, he said, okay, go ahead and fix it and just let me know when it's ready. And you know, everybody in the shop looked at each other like, what? Wow, okay. So we fixed his truck, and he came to pick his truck up, and I was the person who, you know, had his ticket, right, to you know, for him to pay for it. So he walked up to the counter, and he was like, you know, I'm the guy with the truck. I'm here to pay for it. I was like, okay. You know, you always say, is that cash or, you know, credit? You know, like people say paper or plastic. So he wasn't trying to be rude, but he was trying to make a point. So he pulled out his credit card and he kind of like flicked up in the air so it hit the counter. When it hit the counter, it didn't make like a plastic sound. It made a metal sound, right? That's the first time I ever saw a black card. Yep. People who don't know what a black card is, that's something amazing because it has no limits. So getting back to what Dr. Poon said, never prejudge a person because you never know who they are until you know who they are.
That's a great story. That's good. A black card. Somebody has a black card, then you know money is flow. They got millions and millions in the bank. Millions in the bank. Yes, sir. Yes. So with that said, thank you so much, Mr. Terrence Henderson. Now can we have Mr. Stefan Henderson close us out? We went over a little bit, but I'm glad that many of you were able to gain some information from this call. So let's give it back to Pastor Henderson, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I told you, if you were new to the call, this was a warrior woman. All right. And that this was Thankful Teaching Thursday. So I know that you have to go, ma'am. You know, an excellent job, you know, on your prospect, right? Soon to be business partner. I'm gonna speak it to existence for you. Okay. All right. Excellent call, super great call. You know what we do. You know, in order to take this call any higher than the ceiling in your house, right? You have to connect with source. All hearts and minds are clear. Father, we just give you all the glory, give you all the praise. We thank you, God, that you know have given us the ability to open up our mouths and also open up our businesses at the same time. You've given us the ability, you know, to speak it into existence. So right now, I join, you know, with our speaker today, speaking her business into existence, but I also speak this business, Levitica, your pet's choice. I speak into the existence in the world for all those who need it. I thank you for the visionary, the one who spoke forth his vision, this vision, with Dr. Lance London. And I thank you for those that he has surrounded himself with, or you have surrounded him with, which is the executive team, especially our upline founders, Mr. and Mrs. Brown. We thank you, thank you, thank you. And I thank you for the one who has poured out to us, the one who you have molded and shaped for just a time as this. And our presenter, our teacher, Miss Natasha de St. Amand. And again, I thank you for those, you know, I humbly come, you know, right at this position. Thank you and intercessing for those that are on this call. They were meant to be here, God. You predestined it. And I thank you. And I come out to lack like a lion. May they never have any and experience any lack in our household or, you know, in posterity. We thank you, give you glory, and we do it in the name above all. That name is Yeshua, your son. Amen. Hallelujah.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
On the call.
Amen. Thank you, Miss Saint Amand. Great training.
Thank you.
God bless.
Thank you. Have a great
Thank you
day.
so much. Thank you. Everybody have a great day. Smile throughout your day. Smile.
Good luck
Smile.
with your Natasha.
Smile.
Thank you, Mr. Amand.
You are so
Great day,
welcome,
family.
Dr. Crew.
Peace and love. RPM.
Going for training tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time. 8 p.m. Eastern time. Going for training. Great job.
Sir, yes, sir.
Go get 'em. Go ahead and close it. Go ahead and close it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. I can't wait to party with each and every one of you on the beaches of the world. All right.
Let's go, let's grow.
See you
Thank you
tonight.
so much, Pastor Henderson and Mr. Terrence Henderson. You're awesome.
All right, man.
Yeah, crazy.